Hi guys, and welcome to the second installment of Tea Tuesday. I don't have tea again, but it's not wine this time, it's coffee. I'm gonna go to the gym here soon, so trying to get a little bit of a extra little kick for my workout. But today's topic is, as I'm sure you've noticed by the title of this video, dating in Korea. Dating. I get a lot of questions when I go home, by friends and family and stuff like, oh, what's the dating scene like? How is it to date in Korea? Have you ever dated a Korean? Which they know, yes, I have multiple times. But questions like that. But I also, in the foreign community, specifically among females, there is this question of, how do I get a Korean boyfriend? And I actually want to tackle that one first before I get into the other questions that I personally get from friends and family. I want to tackle the question that a lot of foreign women have. And it's this idea of getting a Korean boyfriend. What are you trying to do? Okay. Why? I get just why. Okay. Why are you limiting it to this specific country? You do realize that there are a plethora of men out there, right? And if you're into Asians, which I totally get, Asians are attractive. It's a thing, okay? If you're into Asians, why specifically Koreans? Is it because of Korean dramas? You think that they're gonna be like Oppa on the Korean dramas? They're not. They're people. They're not a stereotype. They're not a drama actor. Let me get you, I understand, like, Gong Yoo, yes, Gong Yoo, I love him. But I realize that the people I date aren't Gong Yoo. They're not going to be. They're not going to be like Coffee Prince. Like, it's not a thing. And this idea that I have to get a Korean boyfriend, no, you don't. There's the way you get a Korean boyfriend, you look past the idea that they're Korean, honestly, because it's a bit fetishy. It's a bit fetishy. Actually, it's a lot fetishy, and it's not okay. You should want to be with the person because of the person, right? You should not want to be with the person because they're Korean. Yes, okay. Yes, Korean, like there are cultural differences between Korean and Americans, but the culture differences don't make the relationship easy. They actually make it harder. And I don't think you understand how difficult it is, one, to date here, and two, to be in an international relationship. I honestly have a big issue with this idea that people want a certain nationality specifically. There's a whole idea here of baekma, which is like riding the white horse, and it's Korean men who want to date white women, and not even date, like do other things that are unsavory with white women. Well, not unsavory, I mean everybody not everybody, but you get what I'm saying, right? I just don't look at someone and see the color of their skin. Look at someone and see who they are. So that's how you get a Korean boyfriend. You actually date the person. Treat them like a person and not like a commodity. Okay. Now let's move forward to the questions that I actually get. And that's, the dating scene here in Korea. It's not much different than back home. I mean, most of the population is Koreans. So most of the dating population is Korean. And just like back home, you have fuckboys, you have gentlemen, you have, any number of men that you can choose from. Personally, I like smart men, people that can keep up with me. I mean, you guys know I'm a professor, but I really take my education very seriously and I enjoy having intellectual conversations. So I want a man who is smart and can keep up with me in a conversation, right? And you can find that here, whether it be a Korean or another foreigner. You know, I've dated many different men from many different backgrounds. Oh God, I sound so horrible. I've been here for 5 years, almost 5 years, okay? 5 years in September. I've dated. I've had a lot of first, second, third dates, and I don't think it's any different than back home. The only real difference, though, is most of the population is Korean, so that is most of the dating pool. I have had boyfriends, specifically 4. I had a boyfriend when I first moved here, and then I was engaged, and that ended up falling through, and then I had another boyfriend, and then I had the most recent. And all of them have ended for various reasons, usually culture differences. That's the biggest issue here, is the culture difference if you're dating a Korean specifically, but even not with Koreans. I've come across culture differences when I was dating a South African, although the culture differences weren't as noticeable. There are still cultural differences, definitely, when you're dating here. And you have to be aware of it. Like, there are things that are expected of you or not expected of you, etc. So for instance, I like to drink. And yeah, it can be a problem sometimes because I tend to outdrink a lot of guys. Yeah. Anyway, you know, there's culture differences, and you have to be aware of the culture differences. And sometimes, especially with dating Koreans, there's a language barrier as well. That can be a problem. I tend to only date men who, if they're Korean men who have lived abroad, or other foreigners, because generally, I'm not saying always, but generally, a Korean who has lived abroad or has studied abroad has a more Western, not Western, but like, yeah, Western mentality, and they're more willing to understand culture differences. But again, you know, I have friends who are married to Korean men who've never been abroad. So it just really depends on the person, you know? It depends on the person. You can find any number of men here, what you're looking for. Again, the foreign men, it's a little limited, but if I find you attractive, yes. I mean, yeah, the dating scene isn't any different, really. And dating Korean men isn't really different. Men are men all over the world. That's a thing. Men are men all over the world. And you just have to look at the person, like I was saying before when I went on my little rant. You just have to look at the person. Do you like who they are? Do you want to be with them because you like who they are? Do you get on with them, right? And honestly, dating a Korean is no different than dating an American or a South African or, you know, an Indian. There are culture differences, but I don't see it as a problem, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I treat it as they're another human, and let's see if we get on. If we get on, we get on, right? And that's how you should approach dating here, I think. It's not any different. Honestly, it's not any different. And yes, you have assholes who make dating kind of ugh, but you have assholes everywhere. It's a thing, okay? Dating here isn't any different. Been doing it for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years in September. Like, but before that I was in the States, so it was, you know, no different. No different. Dating a Korean or dating an American or dating in Korea, none of it's different. None of it. Just treat the person like a human. You good. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the not revolutionary outcome of this. Dating is dating. But I will see you next time. I'm going to do one of the questions that I got asked in the last video, which is food, my favorite food in Korea. I'm gonna do a top 5. So look forward to that. If you have any questions that you would like me to answer in other videos, you can put them in the comment section below. And again, until next time, I love you guys. Bye.